What is up, everybody in YouTube land? It is your friendly neighborhood appliance technician, Chris, and I'm in a laundromat. So what we've got here is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but a tub, and this Speed Clean here, it's full of water, and got nasty cut hair on my hand, and I've got a light on the console here that is blinking at me, which is telling me it thinks there's a problem. We're going to investigate this, and it's a fairly simple problem if you'll stick with me. We're going to get into this. Stay with me, guys. Guys, let's get started here. Pretty much the only tool you're going to need for this is a 1/4-inch nut driver. I, of course, am using my trusty DeWalt 20-volt impact. You don't have to. I have a little thing here that I'm going to actually need for the hose clamps that I'm going to get to. So we're going to go down here. There's a screw right there. Disconnect that guy, or screw up, and down. Oops. Kind of hard to do this through the viewfinder. If that guy and this panel, I can do this one-handed, is going to come up from the bottom and kind of rock out towards the top. Okay. Now we can slide that to the side. Sorry guys, I don't have my tripod. And when we look down here, what do we see? Well, we've got a very, very crispy belt. Look at that. That is not ideal. So, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to pull these little tabs here, and oh yeah, show you how to do that real quick. One thing I forgot, those pliers work great for these. Okay, so I'm going to set that right there-ish while I do this. Kind of need 2 hands to feel around, but you pretty much just pop the clips up. If you have to, shove that tub back, okay? And there's 3 of these clamps. There's one kind of right there too. So we'll get that guy in this fashion. And you just kind of tweak them back and they'll pop loose. And then what I'm going to do is pull that drain pump down. And the other thing I always look at in a commercial application. Okay, see that right there? How it's melty? There's that little melty piece of plastic on there. That drain pump is also bad. Now, what happens in commercial situations like this, they overload these washing machines, and that belt slipping on this pulley right here gets this shaft super duper hot. And this is only plastic, so it melts the crap out of that plastic, okay? So basically what happens is it wallers this hole out in here that's supposed to be kind of flat on 2 sides like that shaft is, and it rounds it out. So basically it won't turn this drain pump anymore, and you're left with a tub full of water. So we're going to remedy that with this shop vac. I'll get this tub sucked out, and we'll show you how to finish replacing that drain pump. All right. Oh, yummy. Alright, now that I've got most of that tub sucked out, we're going to focus on these two hose clamps right here. That's okay. We're in a commercial environment, so we really don't need to worry about a little bit of water. I'll clean that up in a second with my shop vac. Got this clamp there, and we're good. Drain pump, one bad one, off. Now, while we have the drain pump out, I'll show you how to do that belt. Two part numbers here, 201566P and, oops, let's get this correct, SP38174, if I can ever get that stupid thing to focus. Oh, come on now. There we go, SP38174, that's this belt. So, what I usually do, because this tensioner here has to hold inward tension on that belt, it kind of moves out like this, and you can kind of see it back there. I just pull that little spring out, and then just let it hang, move that out of the way. Roll out of the way. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it there. Let's see if I can put you. So you'll be able to see this without losing too much. I guess there. This is really going to have to probably be verbal, because I've got to have two hands when I do this. But what I want to do is I want to get it on this pulley right here first. Okay, so I get that around. The smallest pulley is going to be your hardest. And then what I want to do too is go back here and pull that up around that pulley. Okay, and hold it on there, while making sure that this piece is kind of underneath that tension there. So that's kind of the challenge of this. And I'm going to try to do it one-handed here. Oh, but you kind of see the idea. And what I'm doing is back here, I'm kind of grabbing it with my hand, and I'm going to rotate it around. Rotate the whole shooting match around, okay? Definitely need two hands to do this. Just my shop vac. So, put you down for a second. We'll do this real quick, just like that. Okay? Now, I'll show you how it looks once you get it around that both pulleys, okay? Tight there, underneath that tensioner, or behind that tensioner there. So what I'm going to do now is stretch this out, stick that guy in there, okay? And I want to make sure that my tension is good on this, which it is. Okay, it's around both pulleys. There we go. Now we address the missing drain pump problem. I'll offer you guys a little comparison of the shaft, the hole, okay? See how that's kind of flat on two sides? And well, that is just melted and walled out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of, now I have to remember to go underneath the belt, okay? You're going to want to get it in between the belt, okay? And then what I do is I'll rotate the belt around until the shaft lines up with the hole. It's really hard to do one-handed, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm rotating that belt around until it lines up with the hole in the shaft. And there we go. That clicked in. You want to make sure these studs fit where they belong. Now guys, in the older ones, okay, see how that clicked in? That's what I want, okay? And so now what I do, I can let my hand go from that. I'm going to put one of these clips on so it doesn't go anywhere, all right? And you can kind of see how they clip in, sort of, down here. I'll just kind of squeeze that and they clip all like that, okay? So I'm going to go around, do all three. I need two hands. We'll show you those hoses. Sorry I'm all out of breath. It's hot as hell in here. It's probably about 100 degrees in this laundry room right now. There's all three of them. Now, what I want to do too is I want to make sure that this side of the belt is out of the way of this back clip right here, okay? Because I've had them kind of cocked over to the side here to where they rub against this belt. So just be careful not to do that, okay? Now we can stick our hoses back on. Just pretty much reverse order. They kind of can only go one way in one spot. Let me get this other one around the back side of the spring. Now I have been known to use vice grips or pliers to clamp these off, but we don't need to in this case since we've got the machine tilted back at a 45, okay? Only tilt the machine back like I've done. We're going to make sure our hose clamps are on there. Only tilt the machine back like I've done here if you're in an environment where you can get away with it. Okay, so we're going to tighten these. And make sure you put these where you can get to them. And there's no torque spec or anything, just, as I like to say, tight enough so it won't leak. My driver keeps coming apart here. I'll flip that guy around right there to where I can get to him. Need another hand for him. Sorry about this, guys. I have to get this guy tight. I'm doing the same thing that I was. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Right there like that. Oop, actually I've got to go back a little bit more. Right there. Okay, that's where we want it. You want to make sure when you're tightening these clamps that they're on the plastic, okay? So we go like that. Finish tightening. Boom. And there you have it. We'll test this thing in a minute. I'll show you how to do that. That was tough. Alright. Next thing we need is our special key for this particular one. And I need a screwdriver. screwdriver to get in here, because we've got to cancel out that code. So we've got to get into this right here. Okay, now what you'll see back here is your line in. Disconnect that guy right there. Okay, that'll cancel out our code. See, no light anymore. Now, be careful when you do this, because this will be live. Don't touch anything you ain't supposed to. Alright, now we reach in here, hit that little switch, bada boom. Check the leak. Still no leaks. Oops. Yep. That is a dirty, thankless job. But I think we got it licked. We're good. I'm gonna go dry off now and well, do a little bit more housekeeping to mop up that floor a little bit. Always leave your areas clean, guys, okay? That's a big thing. So that about does it for a Speed Queen drain pump. This applies to commercial and residential machines. They shouldn't be that much different from each other. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next episode.